Alright everyone, this is Ripsy Thunder. We are back for another Digimon video. I will admit it has been a while. I've been taking some time off to pretty much to focus on some testing that I do need to do for certification. But for now, we are here for a overdue box opening. So recently we had Digimon Animal Colosseum come out, and we are going to be opening up our box. So just first and foremost, we are looking for Fang Longmon because I will be building the David deck. I do have a video coming out later for at least my version of the David deck, but save that for later. Also, we'll be looking for Grace Nova and Saber Dramon. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and crack this box open and get right up on in it. Okay, so let's fight with the cardboard here. Alrighty, and first we're just going to go ahead and start off with the promo packs. So we're looking for effectively Saber Dramon or Bust, because Saber Dramon is at least the most expensive of the promos so far, at least in this pack that I'm about to crack open. So let's see what we're about to get. Come on, Saber Dramon. Okay, so we didn't get Saber Dramon. That's unfortunate. But either way, we still did get Boss Daemon. I mean, it's a beautiful card. Probably won't be using it, but still love the art, by the way. All turns when this Digimon becomes suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and inheritable. When this Digimon would Digivolve, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. So nothing really surprising for green. So, okay. So it's not what we wanted, but still, I don't have it. And it's pretty art, so I don't mind. Alright, so for the next one, maybe Raremon or Zubamon. Okay, so at least we did get Zubamon. Zubamon, I feel, we still haven't seen the support so far for the other legend arms that were going to be coming down the pipeline, but I'd like to at least have a couple copies of this because we don't know what the other ones are going to do, at least not the top end. But yeah, Supermon on play by placing this Digimon as one of your other Digimon bottom Digivolution cards. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Return the revealed cards in any order to the top or bottom. Then, if you have a Digimon of Legend Arms trait, gain 2 memory and inheritable while you have a black or Legend Arm Digimon. This Digimon gains Raid, and Raid's a really good skill like in this game. It allows you to put some pressure on your opponent a lot more, so you're not really safe if you're on the board anyway, regardless if you're suspended or unsuspended. So that's a nice one. I'm pretty content with that. So for the egg, let's see what egg we're going to get with this. We are getting a blue egg, so that more than likely means, yeah, we're getting Moonmon. Moonmon, it's okay. So your turn. When you play a Tamworth, Nightclaw, or a Light Fang trait, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand. So if you're not playing the Dusk and Dawn Digimon, it's probably not going to do too much good for you. But it's shiny, and we love shiny cards. Alright, so that's it for the promo. So now we're going to get right on into the actual pack. So we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to start off somewhat slow, and then we're going to speed up as we get along because, especially since this is a small set, it's going to be a lot of repeats. So let's just get right on in. Alright. So we have Lealmon, the rookie of the Leomon line that's being supported in this one. We have Vajramon of the Devas, Katuramon of the Devas, Pajiramon of the Devas. We're going to be having a lot of Deva stuff, which is good if you want to build a deck. Then we have Goodnight Moon, Makuramon, another Deva, Loyalty Deeper Than the Sea, more Deva, Dobermon, X, Antibody, Shirenmon, Sunmon. Okay, and here we already have one of the Ace cards. We have Baihumon Ace. Baihumon Ace, let's see if I can get it a little bit better into a camera angle. All right, it's not wanting to focus on me, so there we go. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. But it's a Blast Digivolve counter. Once per turn, when your security stack is checked, if the card that was checked has Deva in its trait, play it without battling and without paying the cost. So it's a nice little one to cheat out an extra body on board. And on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. So, and ooh, okay. And for the next one, we got X Antibody Protoform. Okay, oh yeah, that's much better. So while you have a Digimon, you may ignore this card's color requirement. Security, add this card to your hand. And main, one of your Digimon without X antibody in its Digivolution cards may Digivolve into a Digimon with X antibody trait in your hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. If it did, place this card as its bottom Digivolution card. So it's another X antibody card to let you go into the X antibody form. And a lot of them have either, at least for your top ends, a Digivolution cost of 1, so it makes it kind of for free. And what makes this card really good is it's inheritable. All turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by one of your effects, from this Digimon Digivolution card, return one Digimon card to hand, and place X antibody on the top of your security. So this card lets you heal. And then once they check in the security, it goes right back in the hand, and at least lets you take one piece from that from the Digimon that this was under and kind of recycle it. So it's actually a really good card for the X antibodies, just good generic X antibody support. Okay, so that's actually a really good hit. So we're going to move on to the next pack. Step these off to the side. And like I said, I'm going to be making it at bare minimum Grace Novamon deck profile and a Deva deck profile. So we'll be seeing a lot of these cards and going over their effects a little bit later. But let's continue on. So we got Antilamon, Repamon. Oh, I'm going to butcher this name. Vikarlamon, Elecmon, Indramon, Labramon, Kumbiramon, Leomon. Running out of space. Holy Beast, Great Cardinal Positions. That's a mouthful. We got Moonmon, and then we got Dragomon, followed by Weregurumon X Antibody. So we're going to love it, hate it. We're going to be seeing a lot of this card and a lot of Weregurumon X Antibody. Even if you're not playing the Metal Garurumon deck, I've seen at least a couple people use the Weregurumon Digivolution line as an engine. So get used to these cards. They're probably not going anywhere for a while, except for, Garurumon X Antibody, who's being limited to 1 fairly soon, as well as Garurumon X Antibody. So, yeah, you're going to be seeing them. Get used to it. All right, so that's this one. And I know some of you are screaming at me about throwing rare cards into the pile. Don't worry, they're going to be taken right back out and put in the appropriate place with rares. All right, so moving on. Okay, so we got Majiramon, Leomon with an IA, Hawkmon with the underused Fortitude as of right now at least, a Sinduramon, Sanduramon, that's really close a name, Labramon, Kumbiramon, Edamon, Niaramon, Coronamon, and Biting Crush. And behind it we have, okay, sweet. All right, so we got our first secret. I was actually hoping to get at least one. Truthfully, I wanted it to be Fang Longmon because I need at least probably one more copy of it, because I off camera I was able to pull one of them, but this isn't bad. This isn't a bad pull. Okay, so I'll talk about this one briefly. We always got to talk about the super shiny ones. So here we go. We have Grace Nova. Let me get it in focus. There we go. As you can see, we got a lot of text on this card. Excuse me. So 15 cost play, 15,000 DP, 6 to Digivolve, but for the most part, you're going to be DNA Digivolving because that's how we get most of the effects out of this. And Grace Novamon is the first Digimon that I'm aware of that specifically calls out the Digimon that it needs the DNA Digivolve with. This one says Apollomon and Dianamon. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Doesn't care about their color, it cares about the name. DNA Digivolve for cost 0 has innate security attack +1 and blocker. When attacking, if DNA Digivolving trash any 8 Digivolution card from one of your opponent's Digimon, unless you're Machine Dramon, you're more than likely not going to have any sources left after this effect activates. Then delete one of their Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon. And if it's DNA Digivolving, more than likely it's going to have roughly around 8. Alright, all turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect, by trashing 2 same level cards in this Digimon Digivolution cards, prevent it from leaving play, but yes. So that is pretty much when this card shows up, it's not going anywhere unless it's the only card on board and your opponent throws down Leviamon, which will bypass this Digimon's protection. But still, all in all, it's a beautiful card, and hey, we lost Secret Rare, so we're going to put that in the special pile over here. All right, and we're just going to continue on. All right, so next up, actually, we're going to, I think I'm cheating. Let's stay over in this pile. because we like to separate left from right to see which side's luckier. All right, so we're going to speed up just a bit. Majiramon, Lialmon, Hawkmon, Zenduramon, Phobius Blow, Syakumon, Goodnight Moon, Octomon, Edamon, Miaramon, Flashy Boss Punch, more support for the Leomon archetype. Okay. And then we have Fearamon. Fearamon goes with, about to call it Galactomon. Grace Novamon for the Dusk and Dawn cards. So, all right, that's that one. And let me know if I should just be going over more of the cards. I'm pretty much just focusing majoritively on the super rares and the secret rares. But if I should be elaborating on all of them, just so, you know, more people, well, if people like hearing me talk about the same Digimon's effect. All right, so we got Lunamon, Kudamon, we got Grappleomon, and ooh, okay, sweet. This is my first copy of Dianamon. And if you are playing Grace Novamon, you can't play without, Dianamon. And incidentally, Dianamon was my favorite top end from Digimon Dusk and Dawn. All right, so let's see if we can get that a little bit better in the focus. Focus! All right, I think it's because my hands and it doesn't know what to focus on. I might just have to talk at you and you trust me for its effect. All right, yeah, we'll go with that. All right, so for Dianamon, we have generic blocker, can Digivolve 4 from Nightclaw, White Fang, doesn't matter which one, Digivolve from red or blue, so either one of the lines. And when Digivolving, when attacking, once per turn for each of this Digimon's Digivolution cards, trash any one Digivolution card from one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, until the end of your opponent's turn, all of their Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't suspend. So that means they can't attack, they can't suspend for their effects, they can't block. It's just an all-in-all good generic lockdown type effect. In addition, all turns, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon's Digivolution card is trash, unsuspend this Digimon. So depending on what card you're running, well, actually with the when attacking, as long as your opponent has a Digimon with sources, this Digimon can attack. Cards will be trashed from their sources, and then immediately unsuspend, able to attack again. And if you're running with depending on how you build a line, this can be at easily 12, 13, 14 swinging. So this is a pretty good card. I hope I at least get 2 more copies of this in order to make the Grace Novamon deck even viable. All right. Okay, so that was that one. Moving on next. Got Katuramon, Pajiramon, Antilamon, Repamon, Kumbiramon. So yeah, as you can see, we get a lot of the Devas in each individual pack. So if the Deva deck is a good budget deck until you get roughly to the top end being Fang Longmon. So if you can still make the deck work without Fang Longmon, it's really easy to play and it's kind of fun. All right, so our top ends were, or our hits were Azulongmon Ace and Ebon Wumon Ace. So yeah, as you can see, one box, pretty much you can build the Deva deck. And that's what I really like about the small boxes. For the small boxes, you can pretty much buy one box and for the most part build majority of each individual deck. All right. Vicarlamon, Elecmon, Indramon, Majiramon, Goodnight Moon, Makuramon, Loyalty Deeper Than the Sea, Shaomon, Flairmon, Targetmon, Chumon, and we have the Tamer for the Grace Nova deck, or Dusk and Dawn, however you want to refer to it. I guess I'll talk about this one. So let's see if we can get it in focus just a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit better. If you have 2 or fewer memory, set it up to 3, so it's, generic memory fixer, on play and main. By suspending this Tamer and placing the top card of one of your Light Fang Nightclaw trade Digimon as the bottom Digivolution card of one of your Digimon, they may Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand without paying the cost. So it lets you at least effectively swap between, well, not between, it lets you go in between levels. So if you were at level 4, you use this effect and Digivolve into a different level 4, just so you can kind of rotate on the Digivolution skills and kind of build that single stack. All right, and I guess I'll at least talk about both of the rare or the last two cards in there. So we got Chumon. See if we can do a better job of focusing. Okay, that's a little bit better. If it's your opponent's turn, on play, reveal the top three cards of your deck. You may play one Digimon card with Succumon's name among them without paying the cost, then trash the rest. And on deletion, I believe it's the generic. If this Digimon has Succumon, Edamon in his name, you may play one Chumon from your. Okay, no, okay. So it isn't protection, but just more spawn. You may play one Chumon from your trash, suspend it without paying the cost. Okay. So yeah, with the Suckumon Edamon deck, is pretty much go as wide as you can, as fast as you can, and by doing that, you build in the protection through a good portion of the previous set's Suckumon's inheritables, which says if you have a Suckumon or I believe a Suckumon or Chumon in play, you can delete them instead of the well, the Digimon that has it as inheritable from so you can prevent it from moving play. Ah, I'm stuttering. Ugh. Do better. All right, so that's that stack. So we're halfway, or a little bit over halfway through the right-hand stack. And the right-hand stack had the secret rare. So right now, well, the secret rare and the Dynamon. Actually, no, it's not the only SRs. I already forgot. I was able to pull the X antibody protoform. So right-hand side is doing pretty good so far. But the real question is, what I would like to do, or what I would like to see, at least, is a double secret rare, but one of them's an alt art. So kind of cheat the system in that way. Ooh, excuse me. All right, so for our last two cards, we have Loader Leomon. Let's see. There we go. That actually looks a lot better. So Fortitude. Fortitude is a new mechanic from EX5. When this Digimon with Digivolution cards deleted, play this card without paying the cost. So effectively, you have to delete it twice because it has a little bit of stickiness on board. And on play, when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon get minus 3,000 DP into the turn. So it's leaning in more into yellow with at least this aspect, the Bancho side of it. And inheritable is opponent's turn. While this Digimon has Leomon in his name, gains blocker. I'm glad they're actually giving Leomon more support because, for the most part, and I'm thinking of the blue version from EX2, it was mostly just focused on turn stealing. Which, if your opponent had any type of memory floodgate, kind of just destroyed that deck altogether. So this gives Leomon fans a little bit more of a different style of play style, which will it lets them be a little bit more aggressive. So that's a nice one. And we have Biting Crush. I know we already seen one of these before, but yeah, we'll go over it now. So main, by trashing one card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. If this effect trash the card with the 7th grade Demon Lord trait, place this card in the battle area. All turns when effect plays an opponent's Digimon, delay, you may play one Leviamon from your trash without paying the cost. And I think this card might see a little bit more play since we got more information about what's coming out in EX6. We are getting all the 7th grade Demon Lords, and they've already revealed them all to my knowledge. So this card is splashable inside of that deck. So you might be seeing this a bit more. All right, let's move on. All right, so looks like we got 4 more packs. 4 more packs from the right-hand side. Okay. This pack doesn't feel like a hot one. All right. So Synduramon, Sandramon, Miramon, Navramon, Shiiranmon, Sunmon, Leomon, and Shushaomon. So Shushaomon, another ace, or as I call them, hand traps if you're familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, so, and yeah, I'm not sure if I know how to pronounce that, if this Digimon's name, if I didn't watch the show. But come on, focus. Close enough. Not sure what it's trying to focus in on, my hand or the card itself. All right, let's show this. There we go. That's much better. All right, Digivolving when attacking. By deleting one Digimon with Deva in this trait or 6,000 DP or less, this Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn, and on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP. So that is one good thing about the the 4 great sovereign aces. So they do have the downside of the memory overflow. For the level 6s, they have an overflow of 4. However, whenever they go, as long as they're going, say for pretty much bottom decking and de-digivolve, so red, yellow for the most part, they're taking something with them. So that's one. At least it makes it as not as punishing when you're playing this deck. Okay, and so for the other one, we have Lekismon. Lekismon. Come on, we can focus that a little bit better. Yep. Come on, come on. We know you can do it. We've seen you do it before. All right. Well, take my word for it. On play, when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Nightclaw trait and 1 card with Lightfang or Galaxy trait among them to your hand. Return the rest to the bottom. So effectively, the level 4s in this archetype are your main searchers. This is going to be how you're digging through most of your deck, and that's one of the benefits of using Sayo and Co. It lets you, if you already had this on the board, you can put this card at the bottom Digivolution card. Using its inheritable will give, on your opponent's turn, plus 2,000 DP. And if you Digivolve into the level 4 for the red line, it'll let you search and dig another 3. And for the most part, you'd probably be able to get 4 cards just doing that. So it lets you search, and it kind of needs it because it's very piece reliant for that deck. But yeah. All right. So next, we're getting into the speed up phase. So we have Katurma, pretty much Deva, a little bit of Saw somewhere else. Oh yeah, some Leviamon support. We don't really get most of our Leviamon support or the good backbone of it until BT15. We have Aquilamon, just generic skill Fortitude, deleted by, if this card is deleted, period, while it has sources, just comes right on back, and inheritable. All turns while this Digimon suspended, it gets 1,000 DP. They really, hopefully they come out with more cards of Fortitude, because really right now the only way to build a Fortitude deck is if you're building Leomon and then you have these other cards that in as your kind of one-offs. Otherwise you can't really make too much use of it. All right, so speaking of Leviamon, here we go. So here we go. We have Leviamon. Oh yeah, you're focusing now. You're focusing real nice. So 13 calls to play, 13,000 DP, 5 to Digivolve. On play when Digivolving. Oh, and let's not forget, just generic security attack +1. But on play when Digivolving, if your opponent has as many or more total Digimon and Tamers as you do, delete one of your opponent's highest level Digimon, then delete one of your opponent's lowest level Digimon. All turns, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, gain 1 memory for each Digimon deleted. So yeah, this Digimon's a jerk. I see why it's the embodiment of envy. Oh, look at how many cards you have on the field. I like that. Let's make us equal, and I'm just going to, well, equal or less. I've seen this thing do horrible, horrible, evil things, and not really looking forward to playing against it in this format. But yeah, all right. It's not a bad hit. Right now, the right-hand side is looking really nice. Okay. So, we did get a secret. We haven't seen any alt art, so technically speaking, we might see 2 alts. If we're lucky, we might see 3. And if we're really lucky, one of those 3 might be Feng Longmon. But, you know, that's what we call wishful thinking. All right, so what are we going to get for the back? Okay, I see Super Shiny. So I know I kind of cheated, so I know we have an alt art. And I don't think it's an alt art I wanted based on the color I seen. But, you know, just to kind of build up dramatic effect, we're going to talk about Cerberusmon X Antibody. So, Cerberusmon X Antibody. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I'm getting handed the focusing. Okay, on play, you may play 1 purple level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. When Digivolving, draw 1 card. Then, trash 1 card from your hand. If a Digimon card with Cerberusmon or X Antibody is in this card's Digivolution cards, activate this Digimon's on play effects. And inheritable, when attacking, once per turn by deleting one of your other Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon. So this was, I'm assuming, originally planned to be used with Anubismon, as in for the Anubismon line. However, you know, some other things were found to be a little bit better things to play than Cerberusmon. Never mind. But yeah, so I assume that's what this was supposed to be for. I might try to build a Cerberusmon deck just because, just because it's fun and it's a cool looking card. Three-headed dog, three-headed mecha dog. Yeah, I might do it. Cook up a deck recipe. But yeah, let's see what our back end card was. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so we have Metagarurumon X Antibody. Not bad for an alt-art. Okay, so 12 cost to play, 12,000 DP for the Digivolve. Okay, Digivolve 1 for Metagarurumon. Yeah, it's X Antibody. Okay, let's see how the focusing is. Okay, make sure it's beautiful as I see it. And yeah, truthfully, seeing it on camera and having it in your hand, it's just so much different. It looks so much better in real life. But generic blocker, when Digivolving, if Metagarurumon X antibodies in this Digimon Digivolution cards, until the end of your opponent's turn, all of your opponent's Digimon gain Super Ice Wall, i.e., when attacking, lose 4 memory. One Digimon attacks, unless you gave them a crap ton of memory, they're passing turn right on back. So this is a double attack deterrent just inside of this one Digimon. It also has a when attacking skill. By returning one Digimon card from your trash to the bottom of the deck, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the same level as that card. So not only is it uber good defense, it has a lot of bit of offensive pressure at that. Okay. I was kind of disappointed at first because truthfully, I thought it was going to be a Zulongmon as my alt-art. I already have one of those, so I'm just happy it wasn't that. Okay, so we're going to fast forward because this is already a 26-minute long video. I like to try to keep them a little short, just so I'm not taking a whole bunch of time, even though I know some of y'all are probably just listening to this as background music, but I'm still glad for you to listen through it. All right, so now we have the actual Scion Clone. This is the blue version for the Dusk and Dawn line, so it's a lot of text, so I'm just going to shotgun it right off. When effect places the top card of one of your Digimon and Digimon Digivolution cards, by suspending the Samer, gain 1 memory. And this is the actual really good part. Start of your opponent's turn by playing one card with the same level as one of your Nightclaw or Lightfang Digimon from that Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand at the end of At the end of the turn, return the Digimon played by this effect to the hand. So this is a dual good use for one, even if, let's start at the bottom. So if you have a level 5 and you want to play the level 5 5s have a little bit of interaction with your opponent's board. So you can kind of gauge what your opponent's going to do. And this will let you kind of pivot to either stun, I believe it's stun one of your opponent's Digimon, or pop a 6,000 below. And I believe that's the blue and red's effect. But the really good part is if you happen to make it all the way up to Dianamon and Apollomon in the same stack, this will enable you to DNA Digivolve into Grace Novamon on your opponent's turn. So you would be able to get out a 15k, potentially more, blocker, security attack +1 that can't be removed from the board, unless you're playing against Levimon, which apparently bypasses their effect. Still kind of a little salty about that, but hey, what can you do? But yeah. So that's why Scion Co's good, and then we got into the Baihumon. We've already talked about it once, so we're just going to move on along. Okay, so far, these are the hits from the right-hand side, and just based on the cards we got here, I'm going to say the right-hand sides of the boxes are usually more lucky. I know that's arbitrary, but from my experience when opening the boxes, the right-hand side is usually the more lucky one, at least more so in Digimon and One Piece. I can't speak on other card games, but that's been my personal experience. I can't speak for everyone or Bandai and how they like to package their product. Okay, so now we just have the left-hand side next. I could bite my tongue and we could get the alt-art Fang Longmon, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. So yeah, like I said, we're just going to shotgun through down to the rares and super rares. If we get to one I haven't talked about, then we'll just skip right on over it. Well, if we got to one and we talked about it, skipped over it. But for one we don't talk about, I'll just give a little brief discussion about it. Okay, so here we go. We have Dragomon. This is for the Leviamon line, well, at least a support for this line currently. On play, when Digivolving, your opponent plays one level 4 or lower Digimon card from their trash to spin it without paying the cost. So it forces a Digimon on board. Excuse me. So Leviamon can use its effect of jealousy and envy to, massacre you later. But continuing on. Oh, one important aspect of that, even though your opponent plays them, any on-play effects don't activate. So you can't cheese with whatever you put out. So don't even think about it. I know I got my hopes up more than once, but yeah. All turns, once per turn, when effect plays an opponent's Digimon, you may play one purple Digimon card with a level less than or equal to it from your trash without paying the cost. Put a card on their board, put a card on your board. However, it doesn't say the one placed on your board by this effect on play does not activate. And inheritable, piercing. Generic, like it. All right, moving on. Oh, here we go. So, what is everyone else looking forward to in EX05? Is there anything in particular? Any particular deck, archetype, or are you just kind of like holding out for BT15 where you can play, oh gosh, I've already forgotten what else comes out in BT15. I'm horrible at this. Oh goodness. But okay, so here we go. We got a flashy balls punch. I already got one before on this video, but we're going to talk about it now. Having trouble getting it to focus. It's kind of blurry, but I can read it from there. While you have a Digimon of Leomon or Bancho in its name, you may ignore this card's color requirements. Main, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 12,000 DP for the turn. Then, one of your Digimon, Leomon, or Bancho in his name may attack. So potentially with this one card, you can deal with 2 Digimon if you have Bancho or Loader Leomon on the board, because they can pretty much punch over a good number of cards, and not too many cards are surviving the minus 12,000 DP. So, yeah, it's a nice card to have. All right, and okay, I guess we'll talk about. Oh gosh. All right. So let's try to get you to focus. What trick did I use last time? Come on, come on, come on, Marukimon. All right, I don't think you want to focus. Oh, there you go. As soon as I say that. Okay, so it has generic fortitude. On play when Digivolving. I still haven't. Okay, the on play will activate if it's using its own fortitude skill. But on play when Digivolving, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is level 5 or lower, Digimon card fortitude, play it without paying the cost and add the rest to hand. Your turn, all your Digimon card fortitude and no Digivolution cards gain rush. So if they happen to get deleted, they play it out with fortitude. If they don't have Digivolution cards, they gain rush, but they would then lose the protection for fortitude. Well, pseudo quasi protection. So it's okay, but I don't think we have enough support yet for this guy to really shine as it is. We're going to need to see more cards with fortitude, even if they're just low winky dink cards like a bunch of level 3s, level 4s. This card needs more hits that it can play with its effect, I feel, to make it more meta defining. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Okay, so put that to the side. So we got one secret, we got one alt. So we're just missing one more alt. Hopefully, if what I've seen or heard from EX5 so far holds true, we might just get an unfortunate box. Okay, so we haven't talked about Pheromon yet. Not much to talk about. I won't spend too much time. It is the red version of Lekismon. It's the searcher. Grab potentially 2 and return the rest at the bottom. On your turn, we'll give you 2,000 DP. All right, nothing to see here. Moving on. All right, we got Grab Leomon. There we go, there we go. All right, Fortitude, mostly for the Leomon deck. On play, when Digimon, return one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 or less to the bottom of the deck. And inheritable, while this Digimon has Leomon in its name, gain piercing. And see, that's what I mean by Marukimon technically could go in the Leomon deck, which mostly has the fortitude. However, almost all the Leomon inheritables would do jack crap for Marukimon. So I don't feel like they belong together. Maybe you can run Marukimon as a 2 of, but if you're playing the Leomon deck, why not just run Bancho and what is it, Heavy Leomon? It makes more sense that way. But yeah. Alright, so that's all for this pack. And I think we've touched on a good portion of the rares. So it should just be Speed Town from here on out. And I think, okay, yeah. So we got Laomon, Hawkmon, Synduramon, Sanduramon. This is the second or third pack I've seen Synduramon and Sandiramon back to back. The spelling is far too close. Okay, so we got the Zulongmon Ace. I believe I showed it. I'm not sure we talked about it. You know, we could take a brief second to talk about it. All right. And if I did talk about it, you know, I'm old. I'm losing my memory. Whatever. Okay, so here we have a Zulongmon Ace. If we can focus. If we can focus. If we can focus. All right. Well, you're going to have to take my word for it. On play, when Digivolving, return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to the hand. Then unsuspend one of your Digimon with Deva, 4 Great Dragons, or 4 Sovereigns trait. So this card can be splashed in the 4 Great Dragons, or it can just stay in the generic Deva deck. On deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level and overflow 4 memory. And in the same pack, we got, come on, Iban Wumon Ace. So pretty much the same, except on play when Digivolving, for each of your Digimon with the Deva or 4 Sovereigns trait, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, during your opponent's next unsuspend phase, all their Digimon can't unsuspend. So it's a nice little defensive stun, especially since this is a blast Digivolve. All right, come on. And on deletion, delete one of your opponent's suspended Digimon. I'm going to have to figure out this focusing trick. Either that or get a better camera. I am in the works of getting a better rig. But until then, we're just going to have to tough out with what we have. All right, I think this, I kind of cheated a bit. I think this is an alt-art pack. So we're just going to take a little bit of time to savor what it is. And unfortunately, I think it's Leviamon. I'm hoping it's not because I think I know someone who's going to try to rip it from my hands. But hey, we got Gabumon X Antibody. We can talk about this while we delay the potential inevitable. Okay, so on play when Digivolving, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Oh gosh, okay, I'm just going to look at it this way. Add 2 cards of Garurumon or X Antibody in their names among them to the hand, and then place the rest at the bottom of the deck. If you added cards, trash 1 card in your hand. Inheritable, when this Digimon with Garurumon or Amimon, its name will be deleted in battle by returning 2 non-Digi-Egg cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. Prevent that deletion. So this has nice... The Gabumon line, well, the Gabumon X line has good battle deletion prevention. So when coupled with the... Let's grab it over here. When coupled with the X Antibody Protoform, X Antibody Protoform will give it effect deletion prevention as well. So that's why if you're running the Gabumon line, I still think it's worth its salt to at least put 1 copy of X Antibody Protoform, let you heal, and it gives you that added layer of protection that this line lacks generically. Okay, I think I stalled enough. So, behind the Gabumon X Antibody, we have... Okay, so it's not. I'm not a big fan of the... Let me rephrase. I'm not a big fan of Heavy Leomon because I know, again, someone who's going to try to rip it from my fingers. All right, so we have... Let's see if I can get it to focus a little bit better. Come on. We will learn these tricks. All right. Fortitude. So same as most of the... Well, the black-green version of the Leomon lines. Fortitude and Digivolving on deletion. Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of their 6,000 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. And end of attack, return one of your opponent's 4,000 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck if you didn't unsuspend this Digimon. So it gets to potentially swing twice or at least bottom deck a small or annoying card that you want to get off the field. Not bad. And 13,000 DP, it's nothing to sneeze at. Okay, I'll set this to the side. All right, so that's 1 alt art, 2 alt art, secret rare. That's 3. I don't think there's much left in these packs. Maybe we'll get the Chase Metagarurumon X Antibody. I doubt it. But for the most part, I think the remainder of these packs are, I'm just gonna call them duds. So we're just gonna blaze on through them. So dot. So yeah. Oh, the video's already at 40. So okay, then we got another heavy Leomon. It's the basic. It's the normal rarity version of it. So not much to talk about. And you know what? Let's cheat a little bit just to get this video over and done with. So we're just gonna go straight to the back. Our cards were Ko and Sayo, Cerberusmon X, straight to the side. I don't think there's going to be much else to discuss in here. I've discussed everything, well, rares, super rares, and secret rares, but I don't think there's going to be much else hits in here, especially nothing that I haven't already covered to some degree, to which maybe I'll build a Leomon deck, or at least the bones for it, just so the playstyle, I can go over the playstyle, but other than that, yeah, it's not much to discuss. Garurumon, Biting Crush. Oh, okay. My first copy of Anubismon. Oh, well, there's a talking point. Okay. Call me a liar, why don't you? All right. So at least that's something to talk about. Well, come on, focus. This is a very nice looking card, so I like for them to be able to see it at least the way I do. All right, close enough. All right, so when Digivolving main, once per turn, you may trash up to 3 cards in your hand. Then play 1 purple Digimon card from your trash with a play cost reduced by 3. For each card trashed with this effect, reduce the play cost by 1. So you can play, as long as it's purple, any Digimon card in your trash using this card's effect. And then, your turn, when an effect plays one of your Digimon, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. If this effect didn't delete, draw a card. So, this Digimon is so good. I believe it's the first super rare to be hit to 1, at least as of the making of this video, just because it allowed you to spawn so many things from trash by chaining other Digimon, i.e. Mervamon, that said on play, go play 2 other bodies from trash. So this allowed you to snowball really quickly. And it's not just a win Digivolving, which would be fine if you were able to do it just, once when it Digivolve, but it's a main skill. You can keep abusing this card. So that's why this card got hit down to 1. Yeah, you can cheese way too much with it. But I'm happy to have at least 1 copy. Maybe I've been dealing with a Merva deck. Okay. I think I was somewhat wrong. I think I saw a super shiny, so we're going to put that pack to the side just so we can kind of leave the video on a banger? Question mark? Because I might be seeing things. I might need glasses. Who knows? I have old eyes. All right, so we got Shushaomon, we already talked about, and another Lekismon. All right, and semi-final pack. Altar Feng Longmon, please. Please. I've been a good boy this year. No. All right, nothing new, nothing to see here. So we're just going to go into the next pack. I think I know what it is, but I'm just going to let the suspense build. Okay, so we're going to just go right on through, almost to the back. Oh yeah, that's a shiny, and I think I know what it is. But, so we have Loader Leomon, and for our final, oh, you decided to focus on the final one. Okay, I get it. For the final shiny card, we have, yep, Shushaomon Ace. Okay, that's not bad. I do love this art. It does kind of give the majestic look to one of the 4 sovereigns. And if you watch Digimon Tamers, you know why these Digimon deserve a little bit of love after the challenge they had to go through and after what they had to fight. I think they deserve their own special art cards. But yeah, all right. So those are the pulls. Let me know if any of y'all were able to get the rare double secret rare in a box. A secret rare and then the altar secret rare, because I've had that happen once or twice, and it is one of the most satisfying feelings when you're doing box openings, second only to when you manage to open up and get the chase card from the set, which is I mean, I don't know. I've never been able to do it, but I assume a really satisfying feeling. But anyway, thank you all for sticking around to the end. I keep saying it, but I can't make these promises no more. I will try to put these videos out a little bit more semi-regularly. Work is kind of kicking butt at the moment, but you know, those are just excuses. And I have my semi-commitment to the fans, so we will try to make more videos on a more consistent quality. And yeah, we'll just see where we go from here. You know, 2024, it's a New Year's resolution. Sure, let's go with that. All right, everyone. But thanks again for tuning in. And until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.